What's up, guys? T here, and I'm bringing you guys the very first episode of our Minnesota Wild franchise here in NHL 20. I decided to do the Minnesota Wild. If you don't know, probably say this in at least 1,000 times in every video. I am from Minnesota. I've been a Minnesota sports fan my whole life. I do like other teams outside of Minnesota, just because growing up a Minnesota sports fans, we don't make the playoffs. We don't make deep playoff runs. So, you gotta like another team outside of the conference. And that's exactly what I do. Um, so, let's get back to the Minnesota Wild and just focus on them. We are the state of hockey. We are the land of hockey. A lot of great players have been born and bred here in the state of Minnesota. And for that, we can't put together good teams. Or when we do put against good teams with good players, we can't make good deep playoff runs. We can't get it done in the big games. And that hurts. That really does. So my plan going forward here with the Minnesota Wild is to just take this first year to rebuild. Get some draft picks for sorry about that. Developmental programs. Start getting those guys going. Get those young guys going. And year 2, year 3, we make those playoff pushes. Hopefully, year 3, we for sure will be going all in for a playoff push. And hopefully, that playoff push turns into a Stanley, and we can bring a Stanley Cup. Hopefully, we can bring 2, 3 Stanley Cups by the time we're done with this, to the great state of hockey, to the great state of Minnesota. Going forward, Ryan Suter and Zach Parise, what you would think would be guys that you want to move on from. A lot of money for old guys, but they have the experience, they have the veteran leadership, and I'm not putting them on the trade block. I'm not saying they're not available, but I'm not saying they are available. If the right trade comes across this first season or the second season, for sure we'll move on from them. But it has to be the right trade, I feel like, in the right moment. So I'm going to come back to you guys. We're going to be simulating this first season, so I'm going to come back to you guys if any big moves or trades come up, or we're going to sim by month, and I'll get back to you guys when that happens. This is what our trade block is looking like right now, guys. There's, a good bit of money held up in these guys. And plus, we have a lot of centers on this roster. We have 20 centers compared to our wings and D-men. We have a lot of centers. I want to free up some of those center positions and hopefully, start throwing a couple of those open positions towards the wingers. Just so, free up more, space on the team. Plus, there's a lot of money held up in these guys right now. So this is what our trade block's looking like going forward. I'll get you back if any big moves happen in the rest of the season. What's up, guys? Big trade going on. And I like the return we are getting. We are freeing up pretty much $6 million in cap. And for right now, we'll only take about about 800,000 in cap, and we get a first and a second round pick. He's not a spectacular center, but he's young, and he's on a cheap deal. But we get a first and a second back. I feel like this is definitely the move we make going forward. So I accept it. So guys, at the end of the very first month, we are 7-5-1. Zach Parise is leading us in points. Right behind, getting trailed right behind by 2 points by Eric Stahl. Right now, the team is playing pretty good right now. We are second in the division right now. But the whole division is kind of pretty close. Everybody's off by a couple points from each other. You go on a 1 or 2 game lose streak, you will drop back pretty far. So the standings are pretty close still. But I'll catch you guys in the next update. Alright guys, end of the very second month, beginning of December, we are sitting at 12, 11, and 4. Eric Stahl is leading us in points right now, and still our division is really close right now. We are fringe, like everybody's really close in points, except for the Dallas Stars. They're blowing everybody out by almost 20 points. But everybody's really close in points, off by 1 or 2, points from really just knocking each other off in different positions. So I will catch you guys up in our very next update, guys. Catch you then. Alright guys, I forgot to record January's month of update after December. So pretty much we are sitting at 26, 17, and 7, right behind second place behind the Stars. Stars are still blowing everybody out by 20 plus points. Division is still tied off between a couple points off from each other. You go on a losing streak or you go on a winning streak, it could definitely turn the tide in the standings, as I said before. Eric Stahl and Zach Parise are still leading our team in points, and Eric Stahl I've decided to remove from the trade block. He was on the trade block, so I decided to throw up our first round pick up there just to see if anybody will take it. This rebuild is not turning out how I wanted it to be. I wasn't forcing a tank, but I did kind of hope that we would lose some games and drop back and maybe get a good draft pick. We do have Montreal's draft pick, so that might turn into something, but we are actually in the playoff hunt. And I like it, but at the same time I don't like it because I was going for the tank. But I will catch you guys in the next update. What's up guys? We are at our before the deadline update, trade deadline, and we are third place. We are a point behind the Predators. So once again, we lost a couple games in the middle of February, so we did not we ended up dropping back in the division behind the Predators by 1 point. We are still in the playoff hunt, surprisingly. I'm not surprisingly, we have a good team. I just didn't want to win. That was not my thing coming into this season, was to win. But we're winning, and we're doing pretty good. And don't see ourselves making any moves at the deadline unless something is offered to us that's nice, because I'm liking where the team's at right now, and I want to keep riding this out like this. I'm definitely feel like we keep it up, we go into the playoffs, and I'm gonna have to play a game in the playoffs. But catch you guys in the next update. Hopefully is a good one. What's up guys? This is our end of the season update. Last 2 games left. We are a point ahead of the Predators. And guess who we have to play in our very last game is the Predators. So they could definitely take our second place. We got the playoffs locked up. They could definitely change up the seeding position for the playoffs. Hopefully we can hold on and win the, well, not, win out and keep our second seed in the division. But you never know. Catch you guys in the playoffs, I guess. We're making the playoffs for year 1. Was not expecting this. Did not want this. But I could see how. We're a good team. We're a good team. What's up, guys? We lost a game, but the Predators lost a game too, and we beat the Predators. Now let's see if we can sim into the playoffs. Okay, dang. Okay. I just accidentally skimmed the first game. No biggie, no biggie. We'll play the second game. Maybe I'll make that the thing. we'll sim every other game in the playoffs. Hopefully we don't get swept, which we won, so we are in the lead. But you never know what could happen. I'll play the second game, guys, in the next episode. But thank you guys for watching. Was not expecting for our second video to be a playoff video. I was expecting it to be the draft because we missed the playoffs. But catch you guys in the next one. Leave a like and subscribe. Peace.